Hi, I'm Emily, and today we're at the Creighton University College of Business with Andy Gustafson, and we're going to be talking about how business can transform culture and society. So you teach business ethics here at Creighton, but your title is Associate Professor of Business Ethics and Society. Why is that, and how does society play into your teaching?
Well, the society is added on at the end. I mean, we talk about business ethics in our class, but we also talk about how business can transform culture and society. And I think at a Jesuit institution like Creighton, that's really important. How can we train our students to be great in business, but also at the same time to have a mindset as to how can I make society better at the same time. And so in our classes we talk about that. We talk about how business can affect the environment, how business can affect workers' situation. I mean, business is one of the most transformative institutions in society today. It's what affects a lot of our lives. We're putting in 50 hours at work. They're going to guide what we're doing, how we interact with each other, the community, the culture that's there. And so it has a huge impact on society.
Some of the stories you tell in class are about your work in the community and using business to transform the community. Can you tell us a little more about that?
Yeah, what kind of my hobby on the side is to buy old buildings, apartment buildings or old houses in the neighborhood. I started doing that. I live within walking distance from Creighton, so I walk here most days. And I started finding some old houses that were not in very good shape, and there was some trouble in some of them. And I started buying properties bit by bit. And we'd go in, we'd renovate them, we would remodel them, we would sometimes keep the same tenants, sometimes we'd get different tenants that came in. I remember one building that I did already own, I saw across the street there was a lot of trouble there. I found out there was a prostitute living there. And so a lot of guys were coming there and causing trouble. There was a lot of crack, cocaine being smoked on the front porch. And so we bought that building, renovated it, and then we got UNO students to move in. Right now, well, recently we had some Creighton students that were living there as well. So we've gone from having knife fights and drugs and prostitution to having people who have jobs right out of college or other students that are living there. So it's been good for the neighborhood. It's my neighborhood, and I like to see that kind of change happen. So right now I've worked with other partners, and we've got about 4 different groups that I've been working with. We've got 13 properties now that we've renovated. Most of those are on 33rd Street or California Street, so it's made a pretty good improvement to the neighborhood.
You also use some local people in the neighborhood to help you with your work. Can you expand on that?
Yeah, one of the really enjoyable things to me in doing this is to meet some of the people that are in the neighborhood. I've had one of the properties I bought, actually the one that I bought that had the prostitute living in, I got to know her, and I helped her get a bus ticket to go back to where her family was from, and worked with a social worker to make that happen. But then I also met some other guys. One guy that was living in that building, he's ended up doing a lot of painting for me and just helping me clean up some of these properties for the last 2 or 3 years. There's another guy living in his truck behind the house, and he asked, can I keep living in my truck back here till you rent it out? And I said, you can live in the house, just guard it. You'll be the guard guy. And he's really gifted with masonry, and he'd been doing that for about 25 years off and on, but was kind of down on his luck. And so I helped him have some work. He does work for me like that, but I also trained him how to do tile work, like in bathtubs and in floors and things like that. So he's helped me a lot, and I let him stay in one of our apartment buildings free of charge and take care of his truck insurance. And then so he helps me, I help him, and it works out pretty good. But it's been fun to see those kind of transformations. And when they learn a new skill, those friends that I've made in the neighborhood, that gives them a sense of pride, it gives them a sense of dignity. They're proud to show me the things that they've done at the end of the day, and so it works well for everybody, really.
Great. Well, thank you very much.
Sure.
Thank you for watching, and if you have any questions or comments, feel free to follow us on Twitter, stop by our blog, or start up a conversation with us on Facebook.